Dr. Kroll, this is a critical question. I've been waiting to ask this.
Okay.
What are the elements, the critical elements of a whitetail landscape?
Okay, that's important, okay? Here's what whitetails are looking for. They're looking for, first of all, a source of food. And a whitetail's world is this tall. Everything they need 365 days a year has to be from my hand to the ground.
Very interesting.
Even somebody might say, well, what about acorns coming from trees? Well, they end up on the ground, okay? So you've got to be walking around your place all the time, looking around and saying, what is there here for my deer to eat 365 days a year? And the answer often is not much. The next question is, what can I do about it? So we've got to have areas on your property that produce native forage. The first key to nutrition management is native forage. Okay, the next thing is, you got to have a place to bed. We all do. So whitetail deer have the following types of cover. We call it cover. They have summer thermal cover, which is very important the further south you go, but is important up north too. Summer thermal cover is cover like behind us here, where the canopy is sort of slight, but it has dappled shade. The vegetation is low, so the wind can move through. I'll guarantee you, if we weren't standing here this afternoon, there would be 12 sets of antlers out there. They're all bedding down there. You know, whitetail bucks like to find a nice shady place like this as thermal cover, and they're out there, you know, chewing their cud, belching and bragging about what they did last rut, you know. And so that's summer thermal cover. Then there's winter thermal cover. Winter thermal cover looks very different to this. It's more like the area that I'm looking at over there. We've got a lot of understory. And the idea there is to break the wind. And so they can go in there when it really gets cold. Up north, we need a nice canopy. Usually it has to be a conifer canopy that'll stop that snow. So inside a dense stand of conifers that has also a mid-story and understory in it, there'll be a lot less snow on the ground, and it'll be a lot warmer in there, and that's winter thermal cover. Then there's screening cover. Whitetail deer, when he gets startled, has to run. He has to be able to run 35 yards, stop, and he's out of sight. Now, I do a lot of deer catching in South Texas, and if you go down to South Texas, it's a dense brush country. That's what everybody thinks it is. You get up in a helicopter catching those deer, it's not. It's sparse brush. But vertically, looking down on it, it's sparse. Horizontally, it's got screening cover. So a good screening cover that blocks a predator's view, blocks a hunter's view, deer are gonna really like. That's the three types of cover. Then the next one, of course, is gonna be water. That's the one that everybody ignores. Everybody thinks they have all the water they need. Well, they may have all the water they need sometimes of the year, but a deer drinks about a half a gallon a day, and they can go 2 days without water. They can go 10 days without food. So water is critical, having it out there as part of that landscape. And then supplements are a very important part of the landscape as well. This vegetation grows through the warm season. A lot of it turns woody. Nutrition goes down. We have stress periods. We have a stress period in late summer and late winter. Late winter is important in the north. Late summer is important in the south. So that's where supplemental nutrition comes in. That's where food plots and feeders and that sort of thing comes in. So we got to play with all those elements.
And we're going to have plants available for each of those elements.
Yes, sir, we are.